Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Trying to make sure everything's set up because okay. I say wait. All right, so what's going on, y'all? Do I got everything set up? I think I got everything set up. All right. What's up, Miss Honey? What's going on? Hold on. They can't see me though. Why can't they see me? Oh, I know why. I know why you can't see me. Wait, no, I don't. I actually don't know why you can't see me. Hold on. You go live. There I go. There I go. All right. So, um, shout out, shout out, shout out. You can see me. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put this video out there. First of all, um, there is only two seasons I have never watched. That's the Habibi new season came out in Mexico. The only reason I didn't watch Mexico was because I waited so late that Love is Blind season 7 came out. I watched Japan. I watched is it Switzerland, UK, all three seasons of Brazil, which I think is my favorite show besides the American show. And matter of fact, on season 2 of that show, something happened so bad. It's up there with it's up with Tyler season 7, and what happened to this black woman on Brazil. What was that season 3? I think it was season 2. No, I think season 2 may have been when the woman was overweight. Maybe it was season 3. So I'm just saying, I watched every show ever put out. So if you got 7 UK, Switzerland, UK, Japan, 3 Brazil, Habibi, Argentina, like, what, is that 13 seasons right there? 13 seasons? I watched all of them. So after season 7 finished, I feel like I was behind on Argentina. I really wish that I would have Switzerland because there was some dynamic, good stuff to talk about that happened on Switzerland. But I felt like I was behind on Argentina, and I just binged. Um, and so I'm going to review that tonight after I go over things I may have missed on the finishing up of season 7, and comments and stuff I made, and even going back and watching my own videos. Uh, yeah, Habib. Yeah, Japan is pretty cool because I think Japan set the tone for future seasons. Has so much respect for each other. They're like, yo, fam, if this ain't even remotely looking like it's gonna be a match, we not going to the aisle. I think before Japan, everybody kind of felt like they had to take it to the aisle, and Japan was the small people. We can leave before. We ain't got to put our families into this and do all of this stuff. So, uh, yeah, I give Japan credit for that. But just to let y'all know, like, what's going on with real life. Like, I feel like it's easy to do YouTube when YouTube becomes your career. Like if you making 20 grand a month on YouTube, of course you wake up early in the morning, you doing all your research, you dropping. I got this. I just when you're trying to come up on a channel, it's like not gonna be your priority, even if it's something that you're passionate about. It's really hard to make it your priority. Uh, like for instance, like I got a 9 to 5. I got to do a bunch of digital marketing stuff. We're working on a TV show. Just dropped a film. Like, these things take a lot of your time and involve a lot of other people. So it's really hard where I'm trying to put this priority. But this is not even my first. Like, this is not even a priority of my YouTube channel. But this is one I do like talking about the most as of recent. So it would be great if this was like top priority, if it takes off and I can put this to the forefront. But I'm pulled in so many different directions in my real life. It's really like I'm sneaking through everything. I may be chilling here for a second. I may be working on this, editing on this film or doing something, and sneaking watch the latest video. So it's been really hard And then plus season 7 cast is dropping so many interviews. Marissa just dropped an interview I watched today. Uh, and what I'm saying, like, I would like to speak on that. But if I keep speaking on it, I'm gonna push Argentina that far back. So yeah, Brazil was great. Brazil was great. So it's just a lot going on, and I'm trying to get everything normalized. There's a lot of moving pieces happening in my life right now. So we go to finish up Marissa. I think if y'all saw this interview with Marissa, is it makes her look a little bit better. She doubled down on the fact that Marissa feels like, bro, like nobody knows that Nick said that, and it's just not fair to totally demonize one person. But she's basically saying in hindsight, she understands how that can come across, she understands how that can look, but the audience isn't understanding it's not Marissa's fault. She's saying like, I went off on him. Me and Hannah have issues not because of anything that he did to me. Me and Hannah got issues because at the reunion, just you were not all the way accountable. She said she confronted Hannah at the reunion. Producers, the producers chose not to show it. And I'll be honest, I can understand where she's coming from. Like I just want everything to be known that we're all people. We can do good things, we all do bad things. We need. I I feel like Marissa's mistake was in the tunnel vision. You came there with a game plan. You came there was like it's not fair that they're demonizing Hannah, but something that Nick did. And when you come with a game plan, you can't get tunnel vision. Even if I want to say this, like she says that in the interview, she can't be authentic people who don't care how to be on reality TV. Baby girl, you gotta know how to play things in life. If you're the greatest person at your company, but you're so upfront, tell it like it is, you're not gonna get a promotion because the person gonna get a promotion over you is someone that's doing the same amount of work as you're doing, but they're getting along better with the people in upper management. Is that fair? No, but that's fucking life. That's just how life works. But you're playing the game. No one is a billion% authentic and just make right. So when you come to the tunnel vision game plan that you just want to say what Nick did wrong and you didn't read the room, the outcome of that was the audience did not give a fuck. The audience didn't take it. She thought we take it because she thought we think Nick is this guy who came on the show for the wrong reason. And the reason I know Marissa thought that is because Marissa was the person at the reunion that verbally stated it's not fair to it's not if you say it's not fair to us who came on for real love, you're insinuating that Nick didn't come on for real love. We didn't take it as that. We took it as this is how the show is made. He probably wasn't attracted as much as we liked him to be to Hannah. But as the show is called Love is Blind, with him not having that full attraction to Hannah, he still tried his hardest to be with her, even when she was treating him wrong. So when you come out and try to portray it like, bro, you came on the show for foul reason, you're disingenuous and you're trying to serve it to the audience that everything it did is fake. We didn't feel that. We didn't feel that watching the show. We didn't feel that in his interviews after the show. So you having this tunnel vision, it ultimately ended up with looking a certain way. I do feel bad for Melissa if she went off on Hannah, like she said at the reunion, and her and Hannah aren't cool right now. She went off on Hannah trying to say that you are as accountable as you should have been on the reunion. Kudos to Marissa. But if you think that a reality show is the only reason you got to read the room and play a certain game, I always felt it like I have to be, I have to do things a certain way, even on this YouTube channel. But again, I come from my heart on this YouTube channel. I know how to mix it in. For instance, my last live that I did, the last live that I did was I knew before I started that live, I would receive hate because people do build these characters and people hate Tim so much. If I started pointing out the flaws at Alex, they're not gonna like it. I accept what will come of that and still walk on. I felt comfortable with the outcome. So, Marissa, you're gonna have to feel comfortable with the outcome. We're trying to be authentic as well. Now, as far as the comments, to certain people, I left comments on my channel, and I said that I was going to respond to the comments. One of the first comments, I'm gonna tell you what took place with this person. So I'm sitting here and I'm chilling, and this person is leaving like mind-blowingly long comments. And when I pick up my phone, I'm seeing how fast that they're leaving these really long comments, reading the comments, and they always start off. They'll be extremely passive aggressive to put me down as a human being. They'll try to sandwich me. Start off nice. I'm gonna be extremely passive aggressive in the middle, but I'm gonna end as well too. And now picking up my phone, I'm watching Love is Blind Argentina, and I'm funny. Hmm. All right. So I tell this person, I like, yo, I'm gonna read your comments on my next live, and then I'm gonna start breaking down with you. I feel like a lot of you put a lot of time into my comments, and I want to show my audience that I'm in tune with you guys. Which is why on my last live, I brought people up. They can come on a panel. Anybody can come up at any time. So this person leaving all these long comments, and then I'm not gonna read their comments now. I'm not gonna give them that shine. I deleted their last comment. I left all the other comments up because their last comment, I felt like you didn't deserve for me to speak to you. You didn't deserve for me to put your name up there and read this out because now you're being nasty. So they left a final, really, really long comment in his comment. And the only reason I'm going to even talk about this is because on my channel, I talk about how you should maneuver and do things the best way to get the best result. So in the final comment, they said, how dare you have the nerve to talk about Tyler when you have 4 children out of wedlock? And when I read that comment, I'm like, yo, is it that serious, son? I was gonna give you the energy. I was gonna give you the energy. But there's a reason I want to point out that they said that about me. I have 4 children on the wedlock. And the reason I want to say that is because I don't. I was married when I had all 4 of my children. And this is what I'm saying. Like I just said, Marissa with tunnel vision. This person got such tunnel vision, so hungry for my attention, wanted to argue with me so badly. I could only hope that this pulled them out of character because I would hate to assume that this is how this person really is. Like, you did 2 things wrong. First of all, you made an assumption that I know somebody. You assumed that because I come on my channel and say I got 4 children, that I must sleep around a bunch of fucking women and just getting them pregnant and all this bullshit. I was married and I had 4 children while I was married. I never had a child not being married. And this is easily researchable because I have multiple YouTube channels and I've always been upfront talking about it. Another mistake you made is to attempt to hurt me. You, in order to hurt me, you would need to appeal to an audience. How can you appeal to an audience of people, mainly in the genre that we're watching these shows are in their 30s and 40s? If the majority of the people are in the 30s and 40s, then they're gonna be a lot of people who have actually had children out of wedlock. Even though you thought it was me, a lot of the people who were one on your side that you have insulted and put them down for things that happened in the past. And I'm not going to even say mistakes that happened in the past because if we're living in a world where marriage in the United States is only successful 55% of the time, you have a lot of people who have been in relationships that didn't work out. That's just how it works. And when I think about my 4 children and want them to be successful in life, I don't want them, I gotta teach them the highs of the highs and the lows of the lows. Because if I got 4 children and 55% divorce rate, I want all my children to be married one time and stay successful in marriage. I have to look at what goes on, what are the biggest issues in relationships, what are the biggest struggles that we have, so my children won't fall into this. The third thing that you get wrong is even though I was married when I had my children, you got that incorrect. Even if I wasn't, that's a false comparison because Tyler's a piece of shit because he does not want to be in his children's life. He was in Tyler's lie, in the lie that Tyler put out to the world. We're not gonna talk about the truth, we're gonna talk about his lie. Tyler's lie is you get with other women and you want to have a lesbian relationship, and then you push me away. When you're single, you want me there, but when you're in a relationship, you push me away. That's Tyler's lie. In Tyler's lie, a real father, as soon as the other parent want to push them away, they fight to stay in the child's life. They don't use that as an excuse to run away. So the fact that I was married, I have 4 children, I got divorced, shit. I'll have my children, they'll all be running around playing this time tomorrow. And not only that, be with me, but I gotta travel around shit, 2 and 3 hours for different soccer tournaments this entire weekend, which you guys will not see me on the internet. I got 20 soccer games in the season soccer tournament. I am in my children's life. No woman can come into my life to where she is more important than my children. I would turn my back on them. My children have a father in their life. Um, so, in the terms of being effective, if you wanted me to go through all of these extremely long posts and all of these topics and things you brought up, I would have done that. You had already been effective. You had already won. But you pushed it so much because I had to move on your time that you said something that was judgmental and you are highly ineffective because I'm not going to show you a comment. Other than to make you look bad right now. Another comment, I'm trying to leave this, so I'm pull out my phones. Someone said, and I don't want okay, this is Dallas in the city, left 2 hours ago. Dallas in the city said, why is it okay for the ex-wife to give up her rights, but it's evil when Tyler does it? Just curious. My only comment was, I'm about to read your comment on my live. She said, why is it okay? So to explain this, Bri was a step parent to her wife's daughter. They broke up. Bri is not in a little bit of like. So when you ask me why is it okay for, oh no, I guess she's not even saying that. She's saying why is it okay for the ex-wife? So the ex-wife, that's supposed to be her son, Tyler's son, because she's not the birth certificate. They got a divorce from the So the ex-wife fought. She went to court to try to still be in the son's life. Tyler joins the team to try to make sure that this isn't a possibility that she can be in her son's life. If you don't watch my live, if you don't watch, I've already covered this. The minute, the split second I found out, when she received pushback, she ran away. You would see me get upset in my live. You would see me, my voice get louder. You would see me say, men go through this shit all the fucking time, and we still gotta fight. It don't matter what come up. And as soon as she met adversity, she just said, fuck it. And I said, that's not your son. That's not your son. And I don't care if you sign a birth certificate or not. And the reason I said it's not your son, I already said this on podcast. I said, you have a daughter. If you got pushback or adversity and it was your biological daughter, would you just say fuck it and give up? No, you would keep fighting. The fact that you didn't keep fighting makes me feel that this is not your son. You're not giving him the same love. You continue to fight for him. So the ex-wife is wrong to not continue to fight for her son, just as wrong as Tyler is. So when you ask, why is it okay? I'm never in my video said it's okay. I show passion in my responses that it's not okay for her to give up. You guys gotta stop this narrative of going to other people's channels and then coming to see a small segment of something. So she came over here, she saw me going off on Tyler, and just seeing me going off on Tyler, she made the assumption. You will never catch me in a lie like that. I go off my principles. And if you don't meet my morals and my principles, anyone that doesn't, they're gonna get the same exact energy from me. Because it's not the individual, it's not the person, it's my morals, it's my principles that I react off of. So I hope that clears up the comment that you made. Another comment is before I get into Love is Blind Argentina, and I will put the timestamp on it when I start talking about Love is Blind Argentina, because I know I'm talking about a lot of stuff before that. Um, if someone left a comment and they left a lot and they was upset at my last live because I missed a vital portion, and it Alex started going on the detail of what Tim did by bringing his parents up. And I watched it beforehand, so I know the part that they're talking about. So I realized all people on my panel, it started going for hours, we were too long, and I missed that segment. I was like, dang, man, because that was a very wild segment. I'm gonna do that segment right now, and then I'm gonna go into Love is Blind Argentina. Uh, what happened was Alex pretty much put it as we could have flown his parents up. What is that, $40 ticket? What is that? Less than an hour flight from Augusta, Georgia to North to Washington, D.C. Not a long flight. Just she was like, Tim didn't want to fly his parents. He wanted his parents to drive up. And they drove in two separate cars. The dad drove their regular car, and Tim's mom drove his deceased sister car because Tim ultimately wanted his parents to drive up for 10 hours because he wanted to keep his sister car. Alice goes on to say that Tim's mom wanted to keep her deceased daughter's car, while Tim's sister, while Tim wanted to keep his deceased sister. And Tim pressed and pressed and pressed, and Tim used this show as an opportunity to finally get the sister's car to get up there, which is why they had to drive for 10 hours. She was framing it as that Tim is so selfish and he's wrong to rob his mom of keeping his sister's car. And I ultimately feel like people are not going to like what I have to say about this. Alex wants to frame this as the ultimate reason that Tim is completely selfish and he's a demon for doing it. That is not enough information alone. I don't know if Tim, deceased sister, said that you will have my car if something were to happen to me. I don't know if Tim's mom kept 99.9% of the memorabilia and everything in her daughter's belongings outside of the car. Also, too, I don't know the individual conversation Tim and his mom had. Alex could be blowing his own proportion. He didn't put a gun to his mom's head. That's a lot of driving. His mom, as a grown woman, who looked like a strong individual on the show that no men info to anyone, made a conscious decision to drive his car up to give to Tim. No, he didn't force his mom to do it. They had a conversation. His mom ultimately, physically, tangibly agreed to take the car up there. And I don't understand what his parents driving that far has to do. It's sort of like it's something that removes me off topic. And it reminds me when people try to say, what about Bride cheating on her wife? Yeah, Bride cheating on her wife. What does that have to do with the kids? We talking about Tim and the kids. What does it have to do with the interaction between Tim and Alex? Okay, like so of everything in his sister's life, I know that Tim has a hat from his sister, a bracelet, and a truck. Got three items. Mom can have the stuff, and ultimately, at the end of the day, without hearing from Tim, without hearing from Tim's mom, I don't know the details in that. I know in order for her to drive 10 hours, she had to agree. So it don't change anything of what I heard in the past. So that's the only part of the segment that I missed. So now I want to go into these couples from Argentina. So I go to something spicy first. Look at their photos and see. Okay, I definitely want to talk about this couple. But I'm gonna have to find their names because this picture saved without putting the names, but the names are on the other couples. Make sure it pulls up. Oh my God, this woman was too much. This is I never seen any. She came very close to acting like Hannah. Let me see. Love is Blind cast. Love is Blind Argentina cast. Just so I can get that name. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put their photo on. Um, oh, got a little button say edit your image. I'm gonna remove that. I ain't know gonna put the whole thing up there. Okay, I'm trying to get their names. Love is Blind Argentina season one cast. This woman was out of control on the show, but she wasn't the craziest one. But she was one of them. I'm trying to find her. Mm, they're showing everybody. So this couple on the screen, if you haven't watched the series, they are like Leo and Brittany, whatever her name. I'm sorry, I forgot her name for season seven. Uh, they, but they broke up on the vacation, on the actual vacation, but it was horrific. If I were to mix this to an American audience that's not going to watch the show, this couple was a mixture of Zach and what's the mean girl from the Seattle season? Zach and the mean girl with a mixture of Chelsea and a mixture of Hannah. Bro, like I'm like so frustrated. Like my screen is taking a long time to load, and it's loading. It's loading people that never even was seen on the screen, but not loading these two people. What? What are you doing? I don't understand. All right. When the names come up, I'll say their names, but I want to get into the storyline of these two. Now I can't see you guys. What the heck is going on? I can't see you guys. Okay. Did this seriously come back on the screen? Stop it. Okay. All right. So what happened with this couple is what happens to in a lot of relationships, right? I watched this twice and I tried to throw everything that she did not like about this man out of her head. Like I tried to put, can I say something he did? I'm looking for physical, tangible things. Even if I disagree with you. Example, I disagree with Hannah that Nick did bad about the duck situation, but at least the duck situation is something I can point to. I could not point to anything this man like physically, tangibly did. She made up in her head early on when she saw him, maybe he's not the man for me. And a lot of times we have these small things in our mind. And when we give into it, when we overthink, we make that small hole so much bigger than it is. They were on a double date with a happy couple. And what I noticed when they was on this double date is that the happy couple, like they're on a boat, the happy couple was sitting in the middle. And the scene starts off with the happy couple sitting on one side, they're sitting on one side. That scene with the happy couple sitting in the middle. He's on one side, she's on the far other side. From that point on, whenever they showed them with a bunch of people, she was far away from him. And whenever she do her interview, she was saying like, maybe I made him so much different in my head than what he really is. And then she go on and say, well, he's quiet, he's not participating. Then the next scene, they give all the couples are together and he participates. They're reading these never have I ever things, and he reads the never have I ever. He says something spicy, which I thought would be intriguing to her. But what I noticed about her personality is that she does live in her own head. The exact same thing that Hannah did. Um, she was sitting with another couple. She was sitting with a couple that at one point she liked the guy. And they are in love. The girl he's in love with says to her a joke like, because I know you like my man with a quick little joke. When that's serious, they both laughing, harmless. She goes off. She's clearly frustrated. She's in her own head. She's reading way too in this shit. Like if anybody would be upset, it would be a happy couple if she's by herself and she likes this woman's man. They in sync. They not worried about nothing at all. She won't let it go. The woman tells her straight up a billion times, like, it's just a joke. It's just saying a little joke, little joke. Hey, she gets up and leaves that couple. She walks and goes whispering to everybody, whispering to people, oh my God, let me tell you what she just did, and going off on and saying all this stuff. And I'm like, this couple over here happy as hell kissing. They happy as hell and sit. They not even thinking about the situation. She going on whispering to everybody. Why is she whispering to everybody? Why is this big drama to her? Because she can't be next to her man. They're on a couples retreat. Everybody with each other. She's not feeling her man like that. So she wants to go start drama. And so that taught me a lot about her personality and how she moves. Okay, cool. So one other thing that I noticed is that he was on her arena shit hard. He was just not feeling her guy at all. Gave him the cold shoulder, everything. It's funny how human brains are. They were sitting down around all the couples, and he said, "I miss home. I think I want to go home." And I paused it. I paused Netflix, and I said, "She want to break up with him, and now she feeling frustrated because she don't want him to break up with her. He's still thinking about going home because he's being treated unfairly. He's being treated unfairly. I wish I could remember some of the specific things that she was saying uh, to him, but there were things he couldn't do anything about. Which brings me to the only tangible thing that she brought up. She said, "You told me you was a different guy in the past." So, like, he said, "Give me an example." They're laying in the bed. She said, "You told me that you wake up at 10 a.m. I work from 8 a.m. sometimes 9 p.m. at night." You know, like, and he said to her, "I'm single. So if I have nothing to do, yeah, I may wake up at 10 a.m., 11 a.m." Like, how is this a big deal? He's dead ass telling you, "Yo, I'm single. I wake up whenever I want to. But if I'm with you, if you so he's like if I'm with you and you got to be working at 8, I'll wake up at 7 a.m. We can have breakfast together, cook. You modifying you mentally." She didn't want to hear that. She had no tangible real reason to break up with this guy. He was just in her head and blew that shit way out of water. So when from that moment that he stated that he is Argentina, he wanted to go home, she knew he didn't put him through so much he got to break up with her. But she wanted to be. I said it. I said she was gonna do this. She sat him down and she was like, he's in an interview. So he's laying next to her, but then they cut to her interview. And in her interview, she's saying, "I hope I let him down easy." Lady, he was done just like you was done. But it sort of reminds me of Love is Blind UK when the guy who's dating Amber now from North Carolina season, like the woman wanted to beat him to the punch to go tell everybody she broke up with him. She say that she wanted to make it so good. And when people do this, it makes me feel like you think the audience is stupid. There's nothing wrong if you don't want to be with him, and he is now don't want to be with you. But she wanted it so bad to look like I broke it off with him that it ultimately I think it's gonna blow up in her face. I haven't read comments and no shit like that from Argentinians or change the language so I can see what they're saying. I feel pretty confident that this woman came off looking pretty bad on this show. Especially if you admit with Chelsea, Hannah, and Irene. It will not. It's not gonna work out in your favor. Uh, but it gets worse. It gets worse. After she breaks up with the guy, she goes home, and now she's making private group chat and trying to be friend of the guys she tried to hook up, tried to date in the pods, who are on the show happy with their partner. This is a messy human being, all messy. Like it's just what was that she said when she broke up with him? I think she said something like, "Oh, instead of just if every reason you gave to break up with him, quiet, I need more manly man. He's definitely not the person I thought I was gonna meet in the pods. You're telling me you made up this idea of a person in your mind. You did that. You at fault for that. Cool. You ain't got to be with nobody you want to be with. But she did that shit. That both Hannah and Chelsea did. He said, I think you think. I think you came here for different reasons. I don't think you really like me. You pretending the whole time. Why do people do this? Why do people do this shit? It never works out. Again, like this is people either never watch the show or can't read the room. This man did nothing to show he came for any bad purpose. It looked like he came for love. He fell in love with a woman who just hated his fucking fabric and everything in his being. It looked like the way she broke up with him, especially coming off season 7, it looked crazy similar to how Hannah broke up with Nick. But she just couldn't leave it as you're not the guy for me, you cool. And what was sad was when he left the room with his suitcase and he went away, he's doing his interview. They cut into his interview. It didn't work out, but who knows? Hopefully we can be friends. And then they cut her interview saying this shit. She just couldn't leave. It always gotta be, I'm a victim. But we the audience, we're watching the show. So my prediction, she's gonna get flamed the fuck up at the reunion. Because the hosts of these other countries aren't as nice as Nick and Vanessa are. She gonna get flamed the fuck up. This is one of the craziest, toxic ones on the show. I'm gonna go to one that's more nuanced, one that's more I say challenging. I can go either way, or I can show you why people get into their own head and influence. So let's see. We'll go to the next one. I'm gonna randomly pull up. Who is this? Oh well, this is an easy one. This is a very easy one right here. And the names are on the screen. Tom and Fluffy. All right. This was a sad breakup, but I am happy to say that I called it. I called it 110%. I said it as soon as they left the pod. I said the best thing that can happen to this couple, they don't get married, but they walk away boyfriend and girlfriend. And that's what happened. I, I was so spot on. I got to pat myself on the back. I got to pat myself on the back. The reason I said that was I felt that this couple gelled perfectly. I don't feel like they had any issues. I do feel like they love each other. It's just that we have different personalities. You may have a more passionate person who's willing to take that chance. So it's a white man season 1. Instantly, I knew Ken was really jump all in and get married. If he fall in love, everybody isn't like that. I think that Thomas loved her. The way her brain is, it was unfathomable for her to get married 2 weeks of living with somebody. And she said it from the start of the interviews. And the more they got along, the more there was no issues, the more there was no argument. This is the couple that had sex in every room all around. They locked themselves in the bathroom. They was getting it in. They was in sync with each other. Unfortunately for Tom, He fell in love with a woman who brain, and I don't mean a woman, I mean a guy can be like this too. He fell in love with a person. They're just human beings that are like that. They're so pragmatic. They're so I don't know where I'm looking for, but you know, what's the opposite of like passion? Like her friends like him. She like there was no issue. The biggest problem I knew from day one he was gonna have is she isn't built for somebody that's gonna get married this fast. She said in every interview. But the only hope I had that they may get married, the person who reminded me of was Lauren from season one Love is Blind Atlanta. We always look at Cam and Lauren as the perfect couple out of all these shows. But if we go back and watch season one, I didn't think Lauren was gonna get married. Lauren told the cameras the entire time she was worried. She loves him. They didn't have an issue. So if you've never seen Love is Blind Argentina, Tom and Fluffy relationship looked like Cam and Lauren. The difference is something happened to Lauren to make her take that jump. And she took that jump and she never dated a white guy ever in her life. But I was shocked. Lauren said yes. And maybe, yeah, she's more cerebral. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Uh, yeah, you about to get blocked. Nomadic Royals is the person that came on to tell me that I had 4 children out of wedlock, even though I had 4 children while I was married. And then they wait till I go live. This is now that I realize you're a guy, bro. You can't get on people nuts like this. It's not a good look, man. It is not a good look. Like you really I'm like this shit is pathetic. Uh, I'm gonna be a certain way because I'm on my Love is Blind channel, but I'm my hip hop channel. And I'll give you what you're looking for over there, but you getting blocked over here. I can't take you stalking me. I can't take you stalking me and looking for any word I say to disagree with me on. Watch me in the silence. Watch me in silence. All right. So as I was stating, it's weird that they never got married because the was put out to the world. The number one closest couple is the couple that was on season one. I think they're gonna be together. I think when I see the reunion, they're still gonna be together. I think that she loved him. It's hard for me to date a woman like her. You know what I'm saying? I do, me personally, need somebody with a little bit more passion, a little bit more clear. But everybody needs love. You know, she was great to Tom. She treated Tom great, and I called it. I knew that she was going to tell Tom. I knew she was going to tell Tom. I want to stay together. I want to be in a relationship. So the last scene you see of Tom and Dorothy, you see them smiling, walking down the street, holding hands. So it ended exactly as I called it. Paused the TV and said that. I said, she ain't get married. She ain't get married. She like him. She like him. Her and the Camelot started like well yesterday. So Miss Honey, you remember, unless you got a greater, maybe your insight is better than mine. I did not think Lauren was gonna marry Cam. Every interview, she showed reservation, and she didn't show reservation to Cam at all. It had nothing to do with him. It had something to do with the experience. 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 That's the same thing she did with Tom. Had nothing to do with Tom. She liked everything about Tom, but the experiment, it was too close. The days, so the day before they went to try on the dresses, before they pulled their family in and come flying in, she right where I thought she. Yeah. So maybe if Florfy, if I'm saying, I hope I'm saying her name right. Maybe if she sees season one of Love Is Blind, maybe she have regret, or maybe by the reunion of Argentina, we're going to see a couple uh, that's in love. We're gonna see a couple that did get married on their own. So, one thing I did like that he do, I do this too. One of the girls I'm gonna bring up who liked Tom in the pods, like Tom was trying to choose between two women. He was one of them semi-triangle things in the pod. But when he chose Forfeit, he was all in on her. He didn't date the other woman. So somebody she did the thing on Instagram. I never used this feature on Instagram, but on Instagram, instead of sending a post to everybody, you send a post to close friends. She friended him on Instagram the other moment. And then she added him to close friends and then started taking photos. This man took out his phone with 4 feet sent by him. And he looked at the interview like, yo, nip that shit in the bud when it first happened. Show his girl the phone and was like, look, she added me as a close friend, blah, blah, blah. Soon it happened. That's how I am. Because I don't want no problem. I want peace in my life. I ain't trying to get in caught in no drama, no BS, no none of that stuff. Soon as you send me something out the way, I'm gonna tell you like in 2 a.m. 15 at night. You did, baby. You did, baby. What I did, baby. Like I don't want to problem. I like that he did that. You know, Tom showed he was solid. Even when he saw the other women like who really like him in the pods, he got a couple of them like him. He didn't even want to see them. He was like he was so chill. You know, he went like he treated them like hey, what's up. He was his girl. I think he was his couple. I hope they stay together. All right, so I'm moving to the new couple. I think the rest of the other couple is a little bit more spicier than this. Okay, let's go this right here. Let's go this right here. This is something I'm gonna say without this. I could be wrong. And what I like doing my recaps before the season ends because no one has gotten married yet. I like to see if I'm still gonna be right. So I'm gonna tell y'all my biased opinion on this. All right. So my man Mauricio, as I'm watching the show with Mauricio, I'm calling Mauricio the bull. What you call it? The matador. He looked like a matador. He got the hairstyle. He got and as soon as they showed a little piece of a tattoo on the chest, as soon as they showed it, I said his whole arm cover. I guarantee his whole arm, whole arm cover was tattoo. I knew it. I knew it. I called it. He was very into fashion. He's flamboyant. He's short and he's really in shape. And we got Maria, who's an elegant, mature, ready to be a wife, lawyer. I knew that when I felt that as soon as he saw her, I just my bias opinion, I felt like he wasn't going to be as physically attracted to her. I feel like he's the type of flamboyant dude that's out here that's getting a lot of little young chicks, a lot of little pretty chicks, and he goes off beauty and aesthetic. But I also felt like he would really be missing out on a big chance of life because Maria is probably the woman that he should have. And I was feeling sorry for Maria. In the past, Maria had a choice between him and somebody else. Although that guy was like a little bit better than Mauricio. I felt that I knew Maria was going to choose him. He was so passionate in the past. He was so open with his feelings. But as soon as he saw her walking down the aisle, I felt that he played the game in the most perfect way, and I felt that his agenda was to go as far as he can go and not marry her. From the previews, they are going to walk down the aisle, so maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I want to be wrong. I would love it if they meet. I would love it if her end for romance ends and everything. But the journey that happened with her and Mauricio, like they didn't even have sex for a really long time, and he kept doing the shit that I know that people do when they're not physically attracted. People knew each other better. Like he wasn't like in your face standing off. That's why I say I think he played it perfect. He wasn't in your face. He said the things that you hear somebody say, but when he met his act, his passion, none of that was there. None of that was there. When you see them embracing, she's embracing him. Her arms are around him. She's leaning to him. He's leaning away. And I was like, he kept making excuses. and trying to find other reason, and it was all bullshit. I'm like, the reason nothing he's saying is making sense. You don't want the world to know that he just possibly not physically attracted to her like that. And he alluded to that. He didn't say it directly, but he kind of alluded to that. One big interesting thing that happened with this couple was she was in her phone and she offered on the couch. He asked her why, and she said, "I feel like you don't listen to me." You can see that he did. She can see that she's not getting the love in the same person she getting in the car. From that conversation, once she said that, this dude changed immediately. All of a sudden, they having sex, they hooking up. He's showing everything. I've seen this happen before, but it still did not feel authentic to me. What it felt like to me, and this is my subjective opinion, it felt like, damn, I didn't push her to what she want to leave. I don't want her to leave. I want to ride this bitch out and get as much TV time as I can possible. So he stepped his game up to take it all the way. But again, I could be wrong. She saw something in him that I didn't see. She said that she thought he was all about aesthetics, looks, and everything, and he always looking at people. And she realized he's in fashion, he makes clothes, he has his own clothing store. That's the real reason that he's looking at people because he's always in the work mode, like designing clothes and doing something. She would know him far more than I would watching edited episodes and she's spending all this time with him. I hope that she's right. I hope that everything she's saying. But to me, it looks like the typical stereotypical situation. Very elegant, good woman meets a master at his game. When I say a master at his game, they don't argue. He don't raise his voice. He is saying things that sound good. So he's right in that pocket. It just is not coming from his pocket. It just like a man. It just I think that if she would have been physically his type, because he loves everything about her brain. If she would have been physically his type, he would have been all over her from day one. So everything that he's saying, he's just making a fucking excuse. But if you watch the show, you'll see from the moment they left that couch and she seemed distant because she couldn't take this shit no more, this motherfucker acting crazy. He completely changed. He completely did a 180. I hope that's for the reason. I don't think so. I think he's gonna say yes to the wedding. And he's gonna say no. Heartbroken. So that's what I say about that couple. Um, recently. Who do we got? We got oh man, I knew about this. I'll be honest with y'all, man. Like people think I'm perfect. I got all the answers, know everything. But I don't know why. When I show y'all my flaws. I show y'all my flaws up front. You just got to remember, I'm 44 years old, so I've had a lot of life experience. But if I was in my 20s, this is probably who I would be like. And I have learned a lot about life. This dude is so passionate and run into things so fast to where I felt he was going to sabotage this relationship. I felt he was really going to sabotage it. Because, like, let me tell you what he did. This became a big storyline on the show. For those who don't know how Love is Blind works, on day one, like the first episode, day one, when you go into the pause to talk to the other person, it's speed dating. It's 15 fucking minutes. That's it. It's 15 minutes. So when he meets this woman for the second time in the pod, she walks into the room and she says her name. He's Amelia. He starts crying. And she's like, oh my God, what happened? He said, you're not gonna believe I had to dream my wife was gonna come to the pause and I wrote down her name. I wrote down her name and he pulled out this paper, wrote down her name. And tears is coming out of his eyes. I'm like, bro. You talked to her amongst 20 other women for 15 minutes and you cried? I'm like, okay. Of course, she ate that shit up. She loved it. She like they kept talking about it. She ran to the pause all the way. Like, you had a dream about me. He wrote my name on. She ate that shit up. But when I see somebody who act like this, I know that there's a equal amount of passion that can go in the opposite direction. They mean well, but you're still gonna make these impulsive mistakes. So that passion is gonna get you women, but you're not gonna be able to keep them because you're gonna keep falling and worrying about bullshit that you should be worried about. And that's why I'm saying he reminded me of my 20s. I used to worry about the smallest little shit that I look back at my past and I'm like, I can't believe I cared about that stuff. That none of that shit is important when it comes to relationship and liking somebody and falling in love. So, okay. So they meet, they like each other, everything great. But I knew everything would be great. I'm just waiting for this motherfucker to explode. This passion he got inside of him. I'm just waiting for it to happen. What's the first thing to happen? Okay, so but y'all know every show, all the couples meet each other. You're gonna meet other people you like, and I could be mistaken. I think she was in sort of a mini little triangle inside the pods. So she meet the guy. They do a quick ass hug. I don't even think it was a two-arm hug. I think it was a one-hand hug. Like, I agree. This motherfucker runs away. He leaves completely. I'm like, oh my God, I'm too good at reading people. And I don't want to be good at reading people. I want people to stop me because I want people to fall in love. I want people to be happy. I'm too good at reading people. I knew equal amount of love that he ran into, that same passion is gonna make him have these fucking emotional, fast responses. And after he does it, he's gonna come back and be like, I just get emotional, apologize. He's gonna be so sincere in an apology. And that shit turns into a toxic relationship with you being so impulsive and acting on things like this. But I'm gonna tell y'all what he shocked me at. He shocked me. I felt like this is gonna implode immediately. Like it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. And I didn't see him making it past the vacation. They were actually good. He was actually able to control it. Now, with a personality like he got, he's so passionate. He shows his love. He shows all of his emotions up front. When people are like that, when they meet your family gonna fucking love them. Your family, especially your dad. When you got a guy like this, because a dad wants all the information he can take to be engaged with the person. And you may read that the wrong way. Like me, I read the person like you like that in my early 20s. So he meets her family and fucking love him. He blows them away. Dad really like, oh, you about to marry my daughter? Let's go take this one-on-one talk. I'm like, he gonna kill that. He's gonna easily look at the one-on-one conversation, which he does because he wears his emotion on his sleeve. Imagine a man telling your dad how much he passionately loves his daughter and things he do. But he did key things to show me, like, I almost don't want her to marry him because I think you have to go through things in life to understand, like, you gotta calm the fuck down. You gotta calm down, fam, because she said in the pod she hated a team, and it was a team we love. So they love opposing teams. This is a national soccer team. I know we don't care about soccer like that, but I try to put it to what we do care about. Put myself in her shoes, right? So I put it to college football, right? If I like Crimson Tide and I hate Georgia, I hate the Georgia Bulldogs. This man comes to her and wants to do a romantic gesture. She opens the gift. It's a blindfold. She put the blindfold on. He says, "Let me get your purse. What else you need? My phone, my purse." He gives it to her, and she leaves their apartment in a cab. No, no one. This man removes the blind, and she's in a hatch, like what would be the 50-yard line of a football game. She's right in the center of her soccer team, of the team she fucking hates. Thought this was a romantic gesture. I was like, "Please don't do it. Please don't tell me he doing it." Yeah, she told me she will never step foot on this field. She hate this team so much, she will never step foot in the stadium. I'm gonna show her she's wrong. Put her right in the fucking center. That I don't even know where to begin. Like, that's selfish. That's immature. That's not listening to your partner. And that's forcing her into an uncomfortable situation because you can have a lot of fun with opposing teams. You know how many people ride around Georgia with their license plate in the front say divided family, Georgia Bulldog, Crips and Pie, Alabama. Like, you gotta let your partner ease into a situation like that. But to blindfold her and put her to 50 yard line, I was like, this I was rooting for you. I thought you was over it. Man. You still this is almost antagonistic. And maybe y'all tell me, am I blowing this up too big? I'm just like, oh. If you can remove a blindfold, if you want to make a woman feel happy, and y'all got opposing teams, if I like Georgia and somebody like fucking Florida, and they know how much I like Georgia, I should remove that blindfold and I should be in the center of Florida. Like, I ain't really rocking with this shit like this right here, but you love me so much. I love you so much. I'll be in the center here. I'm gonna rock with you. Now I ain't got one team, now I got two teams. We're gonna rock with them together. That would have been a much better gesture than him throwing her on the team that she grew up always hating. Blindfold. I just thought that was fucking great. But she was a little pissed. She was a little pissed, but she wasn't as pissed as I thought she was gonna be. She did not like that at all. I'm just saying, like, I'm more passionate. Like, that was fucking crazy than they showed her, but she didn't like that shit. But she didn't let it ruin their relationship. So he goes, and there's no issue. I'm like, okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe they're gonna make it because when he gonna unleash that passion out like that, they got a perfect, great relationship. They get along fine. They love each other. Boom. We get to the end of the last episode that aired, and what did he get mad about? She was the one that made the joke in the first couple I told you about when the woman got mad because the woman she made a joke saying that he liked her, and it was bullshit. He's sitting there knowing that his girl just bullshitting the other girl. He like, she taking this shit so serious. So you're the joke. So she made a joke about him being all sensitive and passionate and shit. He turns vindictive and says really mean things to her. Bro, y'all done did keto fitting, dress fitting. You done made it to the finish line. And they argue all night. And I'm gonna tell you where it came from, and what I'm noticing a lot about relationships. It don't matter what country we in, and we're gonna talk about this with the next couple. I'm gonna bring up. A lot of people have an issue, and they feel embarrassed to bring it up, or they feel like less of a man. So they try to create new issues because they don't want to say they're really mad about. What he was really mad about was the night before. He's telling him they're gonna do a meetup with the entire cast, even the people in the pods who never made it out. So he knows she's gonna meet other people, other men that she may have been attracted to when they were in the pods. A sensitive, jealous, passionate, almost childish person. And so that's really getting at him because they was about to argue about that. He's gonna have to meet this asshole woman who I have not talked about yet, who is more Hannah than the first one was. He's gonna have to meet her, and he don't want to meet her, and he's mad that she's friends with her. That's what's really bothering him. But he's masking that with a joke that he said about him. So he unleashes and says all these vintage things. Somebody that's not ready for a marriage. This man is not ready to marry anybody, and it's sad because I think that he has a lot of hopes. I think that there's a lot of good he can offer with how much he caters to his woman, how much he loves his woman. But if you can't control your emotions, you are in fact toxic because you're gonna have so many highs, you're gonna have so many lows. So he does what I think he's gonna do. He comes back, yeah. She says, you said these mean things about me. He says, I feel like when we get into it, it always comes what I do it to you, and you don't ever resolve the issue. It's not a nickel how many times you come up in so many relationships. And the reason it's come up in so many relationships is because people don't want to just break down and completely finish an issue. He feels if he completely does the right thing and apologize for being purposefully vindictive, and you just handle that you cannot do, you recognize that cannot happen in all ever any relationship you to apologize for. He doesn't have the trust that once that's ended, instead of them going to be happy, they can sit there and talk about what he's upset about. Do I feel he should be upset about her joke? No. However, her joke hurt his feelings. So you can complete that issue, and then you can tell her how you feel about how that joke made you feel, and she can apologize to you. She can sincerely be sorry for how that made you feel, even though she didn't have any malicious intent. The difference between you two is that you purposely have malicious intent, and I think under that, that's not even a real reason you're fucking upset. You was upset because you're worried that you're about to meet other people you had genuine interest. That's all that happened. And sometimes in order to be a man, we feel like we gotta poke our chest out. When in reality, in order to be a man, we gotta know when we can be honest with our feelings. We gotta know that when we are actually in a safe space to say, I'm a little bit worried about seeing you with other guys that you were interested in. Because you didn't give your partner that time and that chance to reassure you. Like, yeah, we had a thing. Yeah, I like them. But at the end of the day, somebody put a gun in my head and made me confused. I'm not with them because they were not the right fit for me. You was the right fit for me. You're the one I continue to experiment with. You're the person that I actually love and I want to be with. You're the person I tried on the dress for. You're the person that met my parent. I have my person, and me being around any man on earth will never fucking change that, especially when I'm at the party. Also, don't forget when we leave the party, I'm going back to the room with you. You robbed her from ever being able to say that to you because you're too afraid to admit that you're really upset about it. So, like I said, that final argument, the last thing I saw of this couple, the wedding episode dropped. But I did watch the preview. Normally, I hate watching previews, but I'm like, crazy. Yeah, both of them. They show both of them standing at the altar. If I'm being honest, I hope she says no, and I hope that she says no, and they stay in a relationship, and maybe he can work on what he needs to work on. But if I'm looking for the best interest of both of those people, she don't deserve to spend the rest of her life. She don't deserve to spend the rest of her life, you know, man, from hot to cold with a guy because of his insecurity. She doesn't deserve that. You know, he's a good guy. I think so. Yeah, that's that couple right there. And then you, it's you. She knew can't even treat her well. That first guy couple I mentioned, Tom adored her, and I know that he treated her well too. But you know, some people jump, some people don't. I can't pronounce it. Julieta. I remember she's 23 years old. He's 32 years old. And like I had to keep reminding myself, uh, I have to look at this from a 23 years old perspective. And when I look at this couple from that perspective, I couldn't judge her from some of the immature things because she is way more mature than I was at 23 years old. If I put us at the same level, she's way more mature than I was. However, it did stick out that she was young on this show because she's young. He's 32 years old. Um, what can I say about this couple here? Uh, it's pretty much the same issue that happened with the last couple. Ezekiel, is that Ezekiel? Ezekiel? Ezekiel's been single for 10 years. Never had a relationship. Ezekiel is a runner. Any sign of conflict, he runs. Ezekiel came to this for all his heart and love. He really loves his woman. And I think the problem that Ezekiel is having is that he wants to force Julieta to display her love only in the way that he thinks it should look. And to his credit, she isn't that openly emotional. I'll give him that she isn't that. But if this is your partner, right? If that's what you're looking for, I feel that he missed the mark on things that she was trying to show him that she loved him. And this dude gave everything he had, all in love. And they never said they loved each other. And I think the turning point in this relationship where it started going down was when he met her friend because he never said he's in love with her. And in front of her friends, he said he's in love with her. And when her friends asked her, she said, I think I'm in love with you. I that again, it's not how you feel, is how you react. Yeah. No, Ezekiel cool. He cool. He just gotta learn about he gotta learn about life. Like everything not gonna be pitch perfect how you want it. When she said, I think I'm in love, there was a change in him. Um, because I think he got afraid that he's a runner. Motherfucker not in love with me. But one thing I like about Julietta is that I don't have to worry because she's upfront and honest. So if Julietta said, I think I'm falling in love, that's a plus to her. Because if she wasn't falling in love, she wouldn't tell you that's a plus. Okay. She's not in love with you like you are right now. But she told her close friend, she's not gonna lie to you. Straight shooter, I think I'm falling in love. And he read that is such a bad thing and it hurt him bad. When they went back home that night, they fight over other shit. But I know why you really fight. You really fight because you hurt. You really fight because you hurt that she said, I think I'm in love with you. But he did what the other guy did. He's masking the real reason why he's upset. And when you do that, you can't get past it. And now he being straight up cold. He coming at her. He was coming at her hard in that bed. Like he was saying some sort of mean shit to her. And a person like Julietta processes and in her head, she don't. What am I doing wrong? We got a great relationship, and I think I'm falling in love. Like I keep getting with these guys who think that I'm cold. She's trying. She just tries different. And what I like about how that argument ultimately came together was she came to him. She came to him, and I remember pausing it. And I remember thinking when she pulled out these deck of cards, we're gonna play cards, or whatever, and she want to talk about it. She feels uncomfortable talking about these things. But when she does it, she's coming out of her comfort zone. For someone to be closed in like that, used to saying how they feel, and they're coming out of their comfort zone, that is love. She when she's showing love, you're not seeing it because it's not portrayed in a way that you like. If anybody, he should have been the one to come at her the way that he talked to her. And I know in his head he's ready run. She's not gonna like me. I'm not gonna get hurt. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run. And she reeled him back in. She came close and got got with him. I think that he doing all this worrying about her, but my prediction is Netflix is gonna do this dirty. If Netflix want them to get married, all they got to do is ask her first. Ask her first. If she say yes, he's saying yes. Automatic. What I think Netflix gonna do, I think Netflix gonna ask him first. And I think he's the type of fucking idiot that without knowing what she's gonna say to protect his heart as a runner, he's gonna say no. That's my prediction. He's gonna say no. He don't know how to read a person who isn't open with their emotion. He's gonna feel like she's a beautiful woman, 23 years old. I'm 32 years old. He's gonna let all of this shit. If anything I can take away from the Argentina season is I almost forgot because I'm so far removed from that. A lot of people ruin relationships because they're in their own head. A lot of the issues I saw on this Argentina season aren't real shit that took place during the season. Like, nothing happened on a lot of this stuff. Most of the stuff, like he's in his head. He's in his head about her. Uh, Everybody in the head. I truly think that he's physically attracted to this person. He sounds too unstable for it. Like you got, you know what I'm saying? Like when I go live, I only talk about the issues, so it won't be this way if you watch the show because Ezekiel and Julietta had a lot of great moments. The couple I talked about prior to this had a really, really lot of great moments. It's just the crazy, unstable guy, the one who I think unstable. They had a really lot of great moments. You know, there hasn't really been big issues for a couple to say. And I went from thinking that two people are going to get married to thinking like the surprise. The last couple I'm gonna go because they may be the only couple that's gonna get married. I forgot there's one more couple. They may if they be the only couple to get married. That's I don't know if I saved their photo. Let me see. If I didn't, I'll go try. Nah, that's not them. That's the asshole that's got it on like her. Um, I feel like I'm doing Argentina dirty. I feel like I'm doing them dirty because I'm not in the proper place to make an edited video or whatever. I gotta watch. I gotta watch. I get that. Um, let's see. Maybe I just open it. Let me type in Love is Blind Argentina couples. On the left. So while I look for that photo, what I'm gonna say about this couple is y'all know Zach and Bliss. You know, like they'll kick a couple off. I found that photo. They'll kick a couple off. Let me try just can save it. And then they'll come back. This couple here, they didn't get kicked off. They just didn't find anybody. So when they went home, they start talking to each other. So while the cast was on the vacation trip, they were in the real world talking to each other. And then Love is Blind went back and said, do y'all want to join the cast? So they didn't go on a vacation. They came back and they really like other people. It may not show. It's showing? Okay, it's showing. Yeah. So remember I told you the guy named Tom. Tom is the one who had a great relationship. The girl wasn't gonna marry him. Her brain just not gonna marry anybody that fast, but they still in a relationship. This woman, he like the 23-year-old I just told. So you gotta understand when they invite them back into the houses, there gonna be animosity, there's gonna be things going on. I felt like when they show her Instagram, her social media, how she show her body, I felt like she would not be attracted to this guy. However, I was wrong. She really does like him, and he's head over heels with her. They literally, the couple that was not on a vacation, maybe the only couple to get married. So where does the issue come in? I think there's two issues. He is an only child. He's never been in a relationship in 8 years. He's an only child to a single mother. So his dad nowhere around. So his mom is glued to his hip. When his mom met her, to me, it felt like the lines were drawn. Like, yo, I take my son down. Like this is not like his mom. Like she tried. She even said, "I love you." His mom like, "I don't love you. The fuck, I don't fucking know you. Goddamn, I just met your motherfucking ass." His mom. She told her that to her face. Like his mom. She has some instances where she shows, "I want my son to be happy," but she don't want this shit to work out. I mean, she was talking shit at the wedding. However, if you look like a mama's boy, I feel like he did the best thing. When he asked his mom, "Well, do you see us married?" His mom like, "Nope." He leaned into her, he put his arms around her, and he said, "Well, you have to get used to it." He did the things you need to assure your girl about conflict. That's one thing. To me, the biggest issue with this couple is again her not accepting him for who he is. And what I mean by who he is only one problem. She spent all her time trying to get this to articulate really well how much he loves her. If you watch the show, you clearly see he's in love with her, but he's not good with the word. So she tried to call him out in front of her brother. And how I read the scene in front of her brother, I feel like he was so nervous. He wanted to say the story how they got together. Now, if they didn't make it on the show, if they didn't choose each other, how they got together gonna start off bad. So he's trying to spell this out for her brother. But if you start from the bad, you gotta start from the bad to get to the good because y'all didn't choose each other. So when soon as he starts, she cutting him off. And if you cut him off at the bad, your brother's gonna feel like all I heard was some bad shit, and now y'all arguing in my face. It isn't that he cared about the bad. It isn't that he not head up heels in love with her. He is just naturally not good at articulating himself. He don't want to accept that. He keep pushing him. She spent so much fucking time to get this man to say, and she's like, why you love him? Why you love him? And you see him get nervous, you sweat, you see him do all of this stuff. He's trying, and every time he still look like he's trying to break down what he's saying. And if you go off what I'm saying, you can watch the show, you feel like it's really, really bad. It's not really, really bad. I know it's gonna push somebody to the point of annoyance. And she started to notice that. I feel like he getting annoyed because like Ashton this, I need constant. She said, I need constant reassurance. If you need constant reassurance, that's a issue that you have with yourself that you need to work through. You need constant reassurance. That's a personal problem. While I do think that your partner should offer you reassurance, you badgering them every fucking second of the day for this constant reassurance is taken away from great moments that you guys could be having together as a couple. Now, what I think gonna work out with this couple, why I think they're gonna almost get married. This dude loves this fucking woman so much. He gonna put up, he gonna stay and put up, he gonna put up with it. And he's also starting to learn. So one of the sweetest thing he did on the final episode, he got 6 cats. He said, "I'm gonna move you in, move your cats and everything in." So He didn't try everything under the book to try to articulate. He just wanted to see what's in his brain. He loved it. And he was like, fuck this shit, I can't do it. Maybe I can write it. So he put his feelings in writing. He put a gift up and he sat on the couch with her and he was like, I would like to produce a or something. And she got up and she opened it and she saw like, this is for my gift for my future wife. Something about her loving her. He wrote a great letter that she really, really loved. She opened the gift. It was this toy play thing for cats to play with. And that just melted her fucking heart that he did that gesture for her. So maybe he did find a way to communicate that he feel comfortable that she will finally fucking accept that it's not like her. But at the dress fitting, her family, her mom, who she cares so much about, was there, and she was crying in her dress. And the words that she used, they are not words of worry. They're words of like, I want to be married. So unfortunately, I'm thinking, I was like, yo, it's gonna be a lot of people married on the show. In the ball down, I thought it was gonna be three. Then one of them fucking quit. I don't see anybody getting married unless she can deal with the big outburst from old boy. And again, that's gonna depend how that party gonna go on the new episode coming out next week. So maybe it could be two. Other than that, I think this is gonna be the only couple that's gonna get married. Again, what's what interests me about watching these shows from another country is they got different upbringing. Japanese people got different upbringing than Americans. Uh, UK do. People from Switzerland do. People from Brazil. No matter what different upbringing, you see a universal problem in trying to bring people together is a lot of this shit that we feel is in our head. If we can get out of our own head and just have to trust in the people we are with, if we can get past the traumas of our past, I think a lot of more people will have successful relationships. If we can be honest with our own feelings, if we can drop our guard to share how we truly feel about them with our partner, I truly believe a lot of more relationships will work out. I just watched a new interview with Zach and Bliss that seemed happy. Zach and Bliss, they're going to be married forever. They're going to be married forever. But a massive show from couples I know and see in real life. Also, too, the biggest, scariest thing is the camera shows us both people. And when I see one person goes to their friends and the way they say the story of how it happened, but watching the show, I see how it happened. So when he goes and tell his friends and she goes to tell her friends, the versions are not fucking true. It makes me upset. Like I would not want to date somebody that leans to their friends because their friends love them and their friends are going to hear some really biased shit. That's not how it took place. That's the biggest thing that I'm learning about a lot of this, and I don't even think it's on purpose. I just think I'll leave with by saying this right here. I saw scientists today, and I wanted to say this video. It's my favorite. But he put a sentence. He in front of a crowd, a whole audience. Put a sentence on the screen. He said, "I'm gonna say this sentence 4 times." He said, "I'm gonna play the whole audience saying this sentence 4 times. I want y'all to tell me what y'all think." I don't remember the sentence. I'm gonna make up some shit. Let's just say the sentence is, "I love hot dogs." Right? And he played it 4 times. I love hot dogs. I love hot dogs. He said, "What did y'all hear?" And I said, "I love hot dogs." He said, "No, this was really hurt. I'm not hot dog. I love coleslaw." It kept saying so many fucking different things, and the audience was shocked. And then the scientist goes on to say, "What you perceive as sound is two things working: is your brain also to what's being transmitted to your brain. So you don't really hear what you think you hear. You hear your hearing comes from your perception, what you perceive it. Because I love dogs on the screen. You perceive that you're gonna hear a sound, so that's what your brain allow you to hear. Everything you even hear is from your own perception and it's not reality. So when the couples run off and they tell their friends their version of their story, they're not always lying. It is from a perception of what they really believe. And that's something Hannah said on the reunion. Hannah said, I think I'm a real person. An example, I said that I'm taller than you because I really fucking believed I was taller than you. I didn't say it because I wasn't lying. I really believed it at the time. Am I taller than you? No. Okay. You're right. What do you do with this information to know that your perception wasn't reality? You're not taller than Nick. You believe he's taller than you. We gotta be open-minded to know that our perception isn't always reality, especially if we choose to try to take a journey for the rest of our life with one person. So that's what I took for the show. I wanted to get this out. I am gonna do a real video when I get the end result. So if anybody come across it that's actually from Argentina that knows English, I will do better video on this. Let me know if y'all really want me to break down that video. With Rissa, new interview before I go into Married at First Sight since people are so caught up to that show as well. Let me know if y'all want to do that and I'll do it. Other than that, I will catch you guys next time.